Husky's recent video got reported for bullying, and they were saying I did it, while Troon is claiming to have done it. Also might be the case that Kiwi Farms memory runner did it to frame me. Okay, well, there's no clip of me saying anything about flagging Huskies, so I don't know. How would I have done that? I mean, don't you need like hundreds of reports to get YouTube to look at something? Did I like psychically tell my fans to report Husky's channel? I mean, I mean, if I did do it, that's fine. Post the clip. Anyone is free to make a clip channel and monetize it. You know, just don't be a Jew about it. Don't call me a pedophile. And, you know, it'd help if you're actually a fan and not a hater as well. You know, don't be a hive for Kiwi Farms and banned users. That'd be ideal. I think Devin put this pretty well, though. Like, even without giving you all that evidence, here are the facts. Right? I think Devin said something similar on the stream earlier, too, where it's like, one, he was stealing my content with my permission, so not really stealing, but still, listen. Taking my content, monetizing my content, hurting my business. Now, I know you could argue this one. No, he totally brought in a bunch of fans, even if there's hundreds of comments on his video saying, oh, I would never watch Synth streams. You make them palatable to watch, and I don't have to give him a view this way. I've read that comment on his channel many times. And 4, mocking me. The 4th one, he's mocked me. But the pedo thing, that's really what crossed the line. You can't do all 4 of these things to get away with it. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 out of those 4. But you can't do all 4 of those. There's consequences. And so, there you go. It's that simple. We can probably get into it. We've got over 400 people here. Everyone calling me crazy about us right the entire time. Well, to be fair, you have made things worse, Puar. I will be addressing you as well, because unfortunately, Puar does have he has ulterior motives in this situation. There's a lot of red flags. Apparently, I was not convincing enough in my last stream for an audience of so-called noticers. So I've come back with more receipts. The downfall of Puar Pudding. No, it's just that Puar has his own highlights channel, so he never liked Memory Runner, obviously, so he did have an incentive to notice, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. He was right. About half of the stuff Puar sent me was kind of irrelevant schizo shit, I would say, but the other half was at least enough to, like, push me over the edge, but there were some red flags early on. And I want to point out at the time, Puar was being bullied just for pointing out what he noticed about Memory Runner's fans, who were supposed to be my fans, since it's a clip channel of my content, but that was not the case. So for context, this is 8 months ago. I, at the time, was talking about on stream, I didn't like Memory Runner was basically, you can be very charitable and say he was indirectly pretending to be me. He did directly on his original Devil May Cry title. He directly pretended his gameplay was mine, or he was pretending to be my second channel. He denies that in this email, even though literally his title was like, you know, my first, you know, so I don't remember. Someone will post the title. I forgot already. But the point is, so on stream I was addressing, I was talking about it because he emailed me unprompted. This is not a response to me. This is a response to what I said on stream. So he definitely, there was someone, yeah, it was Shadow Banned account who unfortunately said a bunch of distracted me. Anyway, my point is, so at the time I was talking about how I don't like how he wasn't putting my name in the highlight. I'll read this email and then explain. But so, hi Synth, I'm writing to clarify a few things here and not in chat because I don't need drama. I will try not to drag it out. I've been watching you for a long time, but from a different account. Notice he doesn't say the account. I'm a YouTuber. The Memory Runner channel is just a hobby. A monetized hobby. The channel had been created and unused for years. That's why I have experience in editing titles, thumbnails, etc. And that's why, 1, I don't use Synthetic Man Reacts in every title simply because it's too long to fit the rest. Notice, I didn't ask for this specifically. I'll get to my reply to his email in a second. What I had asked at the time was, people need to know he's not me, that this is a Synthetic Man clip channel. There was no way at the time, 8 months ago, if you saw Memory Runner, that you would know it's Synthetic Man. Because not only was my name not in the title, it just had links to my streams in the description. Which I'll get, the links in, that was something I was yelling about last stream. Everyone knew at the time that Dead Domain got his fans to mass report my videos and my streams to get me multiple strikes on my channel. This happened, I'd say 6 months, about 6 months after that event. So, you know, that was another thing that was making me mad. It's like, okay, so you're a supposed fan of mine. You would know there's a huge drama with my unlisted live streams being reported to get my channel in trouble. So that was another red flag. There was many red flags in here. Anyway, so he refused to put any like indication at the time that it was me, right? He complied with this obviously, because if you watch his channel, you know he does say it's me after this. But at the time, he was basically refusing to credit me for my clips that he was monetizing. That he also had memberships for temporarily and had a $99 membership tier. Yes, really. He got rid of that, but he had memberships for a channel that was a clip channel. It was a clip channel that he had monetized. He was making ad revenue off of. He had memberships on and a $99 membership tier. Okay, so that's, you know, maybe just another thing for those who were not convinced last stream of my evidence that he was not a fan. Okay, so I know there's going to be people asking, okay, Synth, why didn't you bring this all up 8 months ago? What I said last stream, even though I said it in anger, it was true. I thought this would basically be a symbiotic relationship. He makes his channel. It maybe attracts new fans to watch my streams, or maybe even existing fans who just never wanted to watch the streams to maybe check out a stream. In reality, his channel became a haven for, again, Kiwi Farms people, haters like Husky. All these people were commenting on his channel. I saw it back then, back when I was watching the videos. Yes, there have been a few people who have discovered my channel through him. And no offense to those people, but they've basically all been like normies, or at least people who, you know, are not, they're not like schizo JQ people. You can tell. I mean, there's been conflicts with many of these people over the past 6 months, I would say. Some of you would have probably noticed that. So, you know, it's fine if you're a new fan. I'm not going to hate you or anything. So anyway, continuing. No one reads long titles. That's fair, but again, I didn't require him to say Synthetic Man Reacts. Instead, I put information about your channel in the first line of the description. Excuse me, plus link to your channel. No one reads the description. This is extremely Jewish right here. No one reads the description. So his only way of knowing that it's not, you know, the only way for a new viewer at the time to know that it was my content and not his was if they read the description. Yeah, okay, that's normal for a clip channel, by the way. You look at any other clip channel, you know, Jerma, Asmongold, name whoever, popular streamer, it says Jerma or Asmongold in the title, okay? Without exception. He thought, and again, he admits he's a YouTuber, by the way, I don't know who, and he used to watch the channel from a different account. Someone I'm sure I banned, given the context, that he wouldn't tell me what the account is. Anyway, I know I'm taking forever to read this. I have a lot to say. In the description on the end screen, no one reads to, I mean, no one watches to the end anyway. I also need to add a link to a video because YouTube won't allow it otherwise. I don't know what that means. Is he talking about the 30 seconds? I think he's talking about the end screens. You know how you have links at the end of videos? But that's optional as well. Like, you don't have to put that at the end. YouTube, when you upload a video, does not make you put the end screen. In fact, I've forgotten to put it on many of my videos I've uploaded. I think that's what he's talking about, the little links that you can put at the end. Anyway, some titles are just jokes, like the one Puar Pudding mentioned. The old one, Doomer, crossed out instead of Devil. He's talking about the Devil May Cry thumbnail where he pretended to be me. He does not address that part. Same goes for the thumbnails. I want them to be clickable because that's how YouTube works. This is a vague, meaningless Jewish statement. I'm just going to be frank. This doesn't mean anything. A thumbnail can be anything to be clickable. Now, I'm not going to say I was offended by most of his thumbnails. Some were obviously banter, some mocking. Yes, I am mad about the pedo one, but to be fair, that was the straw that broke the camel's back and not the reason. The people saying I'm overreacting, you have to realize, Memory Runner's community post after I struck his videos does not address any of my allegations. You know, much like the saying goes, they'll call you an anti-Semite, but they're not going to call you a liar. He did not address any of the statements I said on stream for a reason. Now, you could say it's because he said, I don't want drama, but that doesn't mean anything. There's no drama in telling your side of the story. He knows he was wrong. He knows he was leeching off my channel. He thought that I didn't think he was mocking me, which I did know, because I'm not as autistic as a lot of chat. I've known for a long time. Anyway. For me, saying that I want to be a copycat channel is stupid. I think I might have said that at the time, but that wasn't really what I meant by copycat channel. Since my views depend on the popularity of your channel, this is an admittance they did it for money, by the way. I know you're going to say I'm being schizo, but this is like a Freudian slip. He's not a fan. He was doing it for money. He was just leeching off you guys because there was a gap in the market. Now, he's going to deny this in a couple sentences, but I'm going to explain my reasoning as to why it's not true. If the titles and thumbnails were perceived that way, it was definitely not my intention. I can change that. I had the wrong idea about the situation because you spoke positively about my materials. I don't actually remember what I said on stream, so I'm not going to address this point. I removed the links to your original streams. Having said all that, believe it or not, I'm not here to make a career out of your channel or harm your channel. I didn't think this channel would take off. At first, it was an opportunity for me to return to YouTube after a little personal burnout and learn a new editing program without any pressure. With all due respect to you, if my goal were to become a millionaire by creating clips, I would choose some screaming zoomer from the top Twitch channels. I've always liked your reactions, which is how I discovered your channel, by watching clip channels. There were only a few larger channels that showed you in a better light. Most of the videos by other people are just hit pieces with hundreds of thousands of views. Yes, I know most of the old dramas. Now I'm going to translate this into Goy speak for you. When I talked about his channel, and I addressed this in my reply down here, we'll get to that in a second. At the time, I didn't care he was making money. I don't care that my stream archive is monetized. I don't care that Puar's videos are monetized. I don't care if any hater videos are monetized. That was never the reason I cared about this. And the fact that he, completely unprompted, said that his goal is not to make money when, one, the channel was monetized, and two, he had memberships for a fucking clip channel. You already know it's a lie. But just the fact that he brought this up unprompted tells you this is what he was really concerned about. He was concerned about losing the free money from clipping my videos. And the reason he didn't choose some screaming zoomer is because a lot of these top channels, you wouldn't know this because people don't make dramas about it, they do strike down clip stuff. Every big Twitch channel has an official clip channel. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's like an official Asmongold, there's an official Germa, official like all these things? Now, Germa might be a bad example because there are a bunch of unofficial, you know, YouTube channels because he's not a bad person, I guess you could say. But in many cases, they do strike down unofficial clip channels. right? But I would say the bigger motive is not just that, but the fact that there was a gap in the market. Name another chud streamer who has like over-the-top streams. I mean, look, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but my streams are pretty popular given the size of my channel. I'd say most channels with under 200,000 subscribers usually only have like 300 concurrent viewers or something like that, at least from what I've seen. So obviously there's a decent sized market to make high effort clip content, which again, I didn't care about. I think, I had my own personal distaste with the editing style, but obviously a lot of people liked it. But again, I knew about all this shit 8 months ago. I didn't care. I didn't even care that he was mocking me, and people can pretend that it's banter, but do you know who you do banter with? You do it with your friends. I've only spoken to this man once. And people pretending that they'd be okay with their buddy at work telling their boss loudly that you're a and saying that's a joke. There's no person who thinks that's a joke. There's no public instance where calling someone a is a joke. I know chat is very lolicon autism pilled, but that's not a joke. And I think it's, listen, again, if you don't know the context, I'm not even being mad. I'm not going to try to ban anybody. But if you don't know the context and just think, oh, it's banter, he's a fan channel, he likes you, you could have asked him to change the thumbnail. Again, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That wasn't the reason I took down the channel. That was, again, just the last straw. I knew this whole time he was not actually a fan of mine. So anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this. At the time, he never replied to my reply, if you're curious. This is where the email chain ends again after this. You left me a lot to reply to, so I'll just condense my thoughts. I don't have a problem with you making money off my content or any of that. It just needs to be more clear that you are not affiliated with me and that you are a fan channel. Obviously, I don't expect you to add Synthetic Man Reacts to every title, but the way your titles are written, it sounds like you're my second channel or even my main channel. Nobody reads the description. So just add synth to the titles or something similar so that people don't think it's your content. Alright, I'm glad you removed the links to the VODs. It would be easy for people to mass report them to get me banned. Also, slightly related, but I'm sure you've read your comment sections. I'm about to, tell you again. I knew all this at the time. Quite a few of my former fans and Kiwi trannies are expressing their grievances in your comment section. How can you claim to be a fan channel where half of the viewers are my haters? I'm not going to ask you to ban them, but it's telling that they are a major section of your audience. So I have no intent of taking down your channel. Keep doing what you're doing. Just make it clear you're a fan channel. Do something about the lol cow fags in your comments. Now, he completely ignored this. I think that's pretty evident if you watch, if you've read comment sections in Memory Runner videos. But yes, I knew about this 8 months ago. But again, I didn't think it was damaging to the channel at all. So I just ignored this shit. Okay, now there's another thing I want to show you. Hold on. So there may be some of you not schizo enough to accept the evidence, I guess. I don't know. Who the fuck knows at this point? But anyway, this is his community posts. He didn't delete any community posts. So I just want to show you something you can still see for yourself right now. His very first community post is an image with Husky, Dougnificent, Puar is sexy, and I actually forgot who this is. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry if you're an important part of my lore. I don't recognize the profile pic. So are you gonna tell me this is not a big tell that this is not a fan? This is someone, the very first community post on the fan channel, fan clip channel, has my biggest hater, Husky. Dougnificent, who, I had a huge falling out with and banned. Puar is sexy, I didn't ban. It was related to, like, the Knoll Kiwi Farms drama shit. And I'm sure this other one's probably a tell too. Oh, Cry. It was Cry. Cry I didn't ban either. Cry, he deleted his channel, right? I don't remember why. I'll be honest, I forgot. So again, I'm not shitting on anyone. I'll admit, last stream, I was too angry and didn't explain correctly, and some of you might have thought I was a little too schizo. So I'm glad I'm coming back with some of this. So this isn't the only community post that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And this is not really a big deal, but you'll notice the only times he really community posts is if there's a big drama going on. So have you seen the latest Fallout Season 2 drama crash out? Is Synthetic Man right? This is back in August when I spurged out on people because all the views were going down. I was one of the first people who noticed that everyone's views were crashing. And people told me Fallout, no one cares about Fallout, even though my most viewed videos in like the past year have been the Fallout Season 2 reviews. But at the time, my reaction to the trailer was the worst performing video I'd released in about 5 years. I think it only had like 20-something thousand views. And so that led to me being like, listen, there's something wrong with the views. A bunch of Kiwi fags brigaded the stream, rage baited me successfully, and I spurged out. And of course he makes a community post. This is his very second community post on his channel, is talking about drama. Alright, third community post. Let's see. I guess this one is still supporting. This one's technically supporting me, I'd say. This is me talking about how the MGS3 remake thing didn't do as well. So that's fine. Now this one, here's another one this one's drama again. Is Synthetic Man right not caring about Charlie Kirk's assassination? Watch this video for more details. So he's purposely inciting outrage about my, my apathy toward Charlie Kirk's death. One of the options in the poll is his opinions are totally disgusting. Why would he even make this? Why would he make this community post if he's a fan of mine? I'm just saying, like, the evidence, you might think in a vacuum, individually, none of these things matter, but you just add up all of the things. That's how noticing works, right? Think about when you first got red-pilled on the Jews. Was it one specific instance? No, it was a bunch of anecdotes that eventually led you to look into things more deeply. This is the same idea. I didn't think one specific event, oh, Memory Runner is a hater channel. No, I saw a lot of things add up. All the things added up. I get those people, rage baiting. Like, I don't care. I'll be honest. Like, I'm pretty sure people know I'm correct at this point. Cry got spooked with all the doxes in the community and just deleted everything. He was a fan. Yeah, so that one's fine. But him having Husky and Thugnifcent in that was obviously supposed to be a signal. So yeah, Puar, like, I'm not hating on you or anything, but you did sort of add fuel to this fire with your autism and stuff. I'm not gonna ever have an official clip channel. Puar is free to do whatever he wants. That's fine, but he's not gonna be an official clip channel or anything like that. That's not happening. So don't get excited about that. This is a fact. Dude, I hate these thumbnails, I'm not gonna lie, but I get why some of you guys think it's funny. It's fine, it's but... Oh, here we go, and this is the last one. So, Synthetic Man's Battlefield 6 video was deleted after a few hours. He received a 7-day suspension. What do you think? Why? Perhaps it's just a YouTube bot, but honestly, it wasn't Synth's most controversial video. Blah, 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 who cares? So, it was revenge for Silent Hill F, turns. It was a bot. It doesn't matter, he deserved it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I think I've made my point between this and the last stream. If you don't believe that he was a Jewish leech, maybe not literally Jewish, but you get my point. A symbolically Jewish leech who was never a fan of the channel saw a gap in the market for Chud edited content. He admitted he was a YouTuber. He also admitted they used to post here under a different name, but did not tell me in the email for whatever reason. You know, a fan wouldn't tell you what other profile they had. They also would never talk to you again after one interaction 8 months ago.